I like sport and cricket, and I do triathlon and swimming, and then I do CrossFit. I like everything.
It takes a while sometimes to understand what the person's saying. The way I've got around that is to meet people through shared interests.
I'm a gold medalist, a sailor, a sports science student. In the future, I'd love to get into Paralympics.
With this power chair soccer, it includes everyone, and I kind of like that.
I was lucky enough to get a disability apprenticeship as a chef. That gave me a never give up feeling.
There's a reason why I've survived, and I could see why now. It was to tell my story and not to give up, and to help others with disability.
I'm Alex, and I'm fearless.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Season 2 premiere of Fearless Films. My name is Jacob Lorenzo. I am an actor, a voiceover artist, a presenter, and an advocate with a passion for raising the profile of people with disabilities who work in the Australian film and creative industries. I have autism spectrum disorder, and like so many people in the films you'll see tonight, I too have overcome many obstacles to lead my dream to become a successful actor and voiceover artist. I have worked with Feros Care over the last year as a guest reporter. So tonight, I'm thrilled to be back to host this event. So, before we begin, I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land in which I am meeting you virtually today. The Ngunnawal people and the Bundjalung people who live here today, and the traditional custodians of the lands in which we are meeting virtually. I would like to acknowledge and recognise their connection to the oldest living culture, lands, waters and community. I pay my respects to the past, present and future, and extend that respect to any Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people joining us today. So tonight, the premiere launch of Fearless Films Season 2 coincides with a very significant worldwide day. A day which aims to promote the public awareness, understanding and acceptance of people with disabilities. So, I would like to introduce you to Joe Field, who will explain the significance of this day for Feros Care.
Thanks, Jacob. I'm really delighted to be part of this program. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for the LAC service for Feros Care, and we provide services for people living with disability in 5 service areas: Townsville, Mackay, ACT, North Adelaide and Barossa. Today is International Year of People Living with Disability, and what a better way to be launching to celebrate this by launching our Season 2 of Fearless Films. Season 2 of Fearless Films is all about people living with disability, living bold lives. So these films will absolutely delight you, they'll challenge you, they'll get you thinking, and they will get you talking. We hope that they will get you thinking about people with disability in a different way. They are stories of great courage and resilience and joy.
Thank you, Joe. Fearless Films has been a creative collaboration between non-for-profit organisations Feros Care and Screenworks, who have once again partnered for the Season 2 project after the success of the last season last year, which shared the captivating stories of 9 seniors aged 75 and older, with different themes, cast and production crews spanning 4 states. Season 2 has been 18 months in the making, so this must be a very exciting night for the 2 organisations. So, let's meet the creative lead projects in this partnership. Ken Crouch from Screenworks and Feros Care's Tanya Sim. Hi Ken, hi Tanya. Thanks for inviting us along for the premiere.
Thanks, Jacob. Screenworks is really proud of the films that you're going to see tonight, and I want to take the opportunity to congratulate all of the regional filmmakers who have been involved in this project. They've had to overcome the bushfires and also a global pandemic to deliver you these films tonight, and I think they've just done an amazing job. I'd also like to acknowledge the amazing work of Jenny Wilkes, who is also the supervising producer of the films. You may have seen many of her other projects, including Employable Me and Love on the Spectrum. I'd like to acknowledge Louise Hodgson, who is our project coordinator and manager for this project, and also all of our team at Screenworks. And of course, a massive thank you and congratulations to the team at Feros Care, including the amazing Tanya Sims. Thank you, Tanya.
Thanks, Ken. Huge gratitude to you and your exceptional team, and also to mine, our huge marketing team, along with Cassia Cruz, our project coordinator. Whilst this certainly is not the red carpet premiere we had in mind, thanks for bringing us into your lounge room for our virtual black tie event. We're very proud to be able to present this second season of Fearless Films. As a people care organisation in both the aged care and disability sectors, what we care most about is supporting people to live their best life. Wrapped up in all our support services and our product offerings is a strong belief that our best lives can be better fulfilled with a grow bold attitude. These are the stories about people who embrace that growing bold attitude daily and their fearlessness to life. I want to thank each of our cast, many of whom had no experience in filmmaking. We applaud you all for taking a leap of faith to participate in our series. We hope your stories cultivate the change, create conversations, and smash a few stereotypes along the way. So enough with the formalities, let's get on with the show, shall we? I just want to say thank you to Jacob for being our host, and please, I'd all ask you at the end of tonight, if you like the films as much as we do, please head over to the Feros Care website and share them. Let's get these films out there far and wide. So on behalf of Screenworks and Feros Care, I invite you to kick back, relax, enjoy the next hour as we share our outstanding collection in 6 films. Welcome to Fearless Season 2. Over to you, Jacob.
Thank you, Ken and Tanya. Time to unveil Season 2. Our first film is to kick things off, The Team. Filmmaker Sebastian Chan's film features teen Michael Foster sharing his journey with cerebral palsy for his love of sports, power chair football, and the loving support provided by his team at home, his family. Let's welcome Sebastian and Michael from Canberra to introduce their film.
Hello, I'm Sebastian. I am the filmmaker for The Team.
Hello, I'm Michael Foster. I am the subject they're filming me on, and I loved doing every minute of it. It was fantastic.
Yeah, well, Michael's story really inspired me with his passion for his sport. He's go out and go do anything attitude, and just a fascinating story with him and his brother and how they're both on the same team on power chair, how they're achieving goals and pushing to get the charity component of it, and really improving the team for everyone. Yeah, and I think my favourite part of the filming process was seeing Michael do all the working out, while I just got to stand there and watch him, get sweaty.
I think I liked doing banter with the camera crew and Sebastian because it was easy to make fun of you sometimes. That was quite funny. I think that would be my favourite part, or just letting people see what my life is like when normally people wouldn't see what my life is like. That was probably my favourite part. You can have a disability and still have a normal life and be excited and have an actual fun life without having to be like, oh no, I can't do that, I'm scared of doing that. And that's the whole point of it called Fearless, I guess, is because you don't have fear when you're living a life you want. It was a great experience, and I hope you guys get something out of it. It was amazing for me, and I hope you guys find the funny side of the filming as well. Like when I was walking in the parallel bars, that was kind of hilarious. Looks weird, but it looked funny to me. This is called The Team, and it was a joy to film, and I can't wait to have another crack at it maybe in a few years. It was great.
It was a real privilege to have Michael let us make the production with him, and I really hope you enjoy the film. Here's The Team.
You can see life in a whole different angle than other people can. When people are like, oh, you can't do that, you're disabled, I'm like, bring it on, I'll try it. I'm Michael Foster and I'm 16, turning 17 this year. I would say it's challenging, like getting up in the morning. It's a challenge for me because it takes a lot for my body to actually listen to me. And I use 90% of my upper body strength to do everyday tasks. Cerebral palsy is when your brain can't pick up messages from your muscles. I've got it all over, so everywhere, and it affects my immune system, everything inside and everything outside. When I want my legs to do something or anything to do something, sometimes it takes like 10 seconds for it to actually do it, to get down to the legs, which is very annoying. My mum helps out probably the most. She always makes sure that I'm feeling okay. I'm not in too much pain. So then it's my brother. Obviously Aaron's not disabled, but for other things, we might be going through the same situations.
I'm glad I am his twin at everything. I'm glad that I am a twin because I get to experience it. We're the same age, going through similar things, I might say the same things. It's life-changing, I would say.
We used to team up together to get what we wanted, and I guess that's that teamwork kind of thing that we've always had. That was one half of my life that people were just like, when they played soccer, when they played footy, when they played basketball, they were just like, oh, Michael's the ref, Michael's the ref, and it really took an effect on me, and I hated just being the ref. It kind of secluded you out of the group that were playing the sport, and with this power chair soccer, it includes everyone, and I kind of like that, how they're that inclusive and respectful to you. The aim of the game is basically just a normal game of soccer, just with power wheelchairs. The rules are pretty much the same as normal soccer.
Normally it's 4 to a side instead of the usual 11, I believe. So I'll jump in a chair and I'll team player. I normally play in all the games as well. The power chair soccer, well, it kind of makes everyone even. So I quite love that. Michael's come a long way from when we started. Hopped in a chair, didn't know how to use it, was a bit rattled when he first hopped in a chair, and now he jumps in it, straight off into game.
I think today went fantastic, and I wasn't expecting to win against New South Wales. They played really well, and it was an honour to play with them, and I hope we can do it next year.
Recently, he's gotten a bunch of carers, he's going out shopping, he's going to movies and all that without having to rely on parents or siblings. He's independent. I reckon it gives him a good feel of growing up. He can do his own thing without his parents there, without his annoying siblings there.
I want to reach 18 and I'm wanting to do some stuff like go out to some clubs, but that might not even be a possibility. That's something I'm a little bit scared of, but I'll take life as it comes and I'll deal with it.
It sucks to have a disability, but it's made our family, myself, mainly aware of everything and everyone around disabilities and everything, and you can learn a lot from people before you shut them out.
Being fearless doesn't mean, oh, nothing hurts me, I'm not scared of anything. It means if you find something you are scared of, you're willing and ready to overcome it. Make it a positive thing, make that fear a positive thing in life, and that's what I've done with my disability. I've made it my life instead of fearing what it will do to me. It's okay to have a disability. It's not something to be afraid of, it's something to embrace and to show other people that you've embraced it.
Well, that's what I call two Diego Maradonas. What a duo. Well done, guys. Keep scoring those goals. Now, speaking of goals, our next film is called The Incidental Blacksmith. It is set in a backyard forge. Barnaby Lund spends hours meticulously creating his own bush knives with hammers, tongs, and steel, practicing the forgotten art of blacksmithing. With a beautiful family living a tranquil life in the Northern Rivers, both Barnaby and his wife have lived experience of deafness. So tonight, we are joined by filmmakers, storyteller Susie Foster from Ocean Shores, New South Wales, to introduce her film.
Hi, my name's Susie. I made the film about Barney Lund, and I met Barney through his mum, Hilary. She's an interpreter. And I'd worked with Barney's brother Sam once before. So Sam came on board and recorded sound for us. And Barney, of course, is an amazing knife maker and blacksmith, and he's largely self-taught. I just thought, when I went out and met Barney, he showed me his shed in his backyard where he makes his knives. He told me about his journey as a person experiencing deafness, what that was like for him, how blacksmithing and knife making really helped to bring him out of an enormous sense of isolation that he'd been dealing with his whole life. And you know, it was through this discovery of this forgotten art that he really found his connection to his community, also to a number of men who have really supported him. It is inspiring to see what Barney's achieved, you know, through teaching himself and through meeting Mark and learning all about blacksmithing. It was just an enormous privilege and pleasure to work with Barney. He's a very welcoming, warm, humble, kind person, and his family all reflect the same values. And yeah, I really enjoyed meeting Barney, and I really hope that you enjoy the film.
I'm Barney Lund. I am a father, and I'm also a knife maker and blacksmith. I have a complete deafness in my right ear. I have about half in my left ear, and I use a hearing aid. And I also lip read. I've been deaf since birth. Because I lip read, there is concentration fatigue associated with that. So sometimes, you know, you might be quite fresh and you might be able to follow everything for quite a while. But invariably, you know, at the end of that, you're just really quite mentally exhausted. There's a constant kind of anxiety about what's happening around you. And you kind of develop a bit of a hyper-awareness visually of what's happening because you can't really hear. My partner, she's also deaf, so we use Auslan and we're verbal as well. The deafness is a big part of our lives. We're currently expecting our third child, so any time now we'll have another baby. Being deaf, one of the things that I've sort of struggled with is social isolation. As a young adult growing up, I found myself living alone for probably about 6 years, and I think that was one of the most difficult times in my life. I was spending way too much time alone. I often found myself slipping back into that sort of solitary sort of mode. When I started the blacksmithing and knife making Facebook group, it was really about meeting other people and sharing some experiences. There was a galvanising effect, and I was kind of surprised really at how it snowballed. Being able to see other people's work and ideas and share that sort of information on how to do things just really helps.
He gets in and just wanting to learn all the time, wants more knowledge of what he's doing, and he's a hard worker. He's willing to have a go at everything. He's got a lot of respect for people. There's not much better than that really in my eyes, and turning out some good knives at this stage.
Mark's been great because he's a very experienced blacksmith and he's been able to pass on a lot of knowledge to us. He's become a really good friend as well. When you meet a new person in a new setting and maybe you're battling with the ambient sound in the room as well, it takes a while sometimes to understand what the person's saying because you're not used to their voice and their mannerisms and all that sort of stuff. The way I've got around that, I guess, is to meet people through shared interests, and that kind of breaks the ice a little bit easier, I think, not just for me, but for other people who are also looking for that social contact. Some of the fears for me were around my self-confidence. When you see beautifully forged knives on Facebook or Instagram, you look at them and they're perfect and you sort of think, oh wow, am I ever going to be that good? It had changed from being a fairly solitary sort of thing to a much more sharing culture, I guess. I think that's probably one of the richest aspects of life, really. If you told me that I would become a knife maker and blacksmith 10 years ago, even though I had the mechanical aptitude to sort of connect the dots back to my life before blacksmithing, it's kind of a little bit like, you know, how did I get here?
Man, well, that's what I call Leonardo da Vinci and blacksmiths. This gives me a whole appreciation in the craft of blacksmithing. Good job, Barnaby, and thanks, Susie, for capturing such a beautiful story. Our next film tonight is called On Track. It captures part of the inspiring story of Alex Ease, who is a female athlete whose determination and persistence helped her overcome a catastrophic car accident she suffered. She is based in Dubbo. She is 31 years old, and she is now on a journey to rebuild her life as a sprinter. So I welcome the On Track filmmakers, a talented trio from Byron Bay, to introduce this spectacular film.
I'm Mick Soiser, I'm director, and I guess the project came about for us. Well, Stefan sent me a little text about Screenworks putting together like a little Fearless film, so we kind of, I don't know, I jumped on with Steph and got pretty excited about the project. He sent me a few of the Fearless, I guess, participants. And as soon as we kind of started looking at the story, the first one that really stuck out to me was Alex. I'm kind of a person, and I'm pretty much like Coralie and Steph, we really like to connect with like authentic stories, and I guess that rising from above and being fearless, and I feel like Alex really represented that straight away as soon as we listened to what she was talking about.
I saw the opportunity when they sent us sort of the candidates, sort of participants for each film. Yeah, the first one I read was Alex, and I think it was the first one I mentioned in the email to Mick, because it was the one that grabbed my eye first. And like Mick said, you know, she had some pretty hard times, and she's a real battler. She's really pushed through everything, and she's really sort of, excuse my term, but taken life by the balls. She really has. Like, she's quite a very, very tough woman. who's taken on a lot and really come out at the other end of it thriving.
You know, just watching her energy and her intensity and her power, and actually just being able to see that, as well as the vulnerabilities of everything that's in her day-to-day life. You know, she let us into her world, and that was a really beautiful and special experience. We're the filmmakers behind On Track, a fearless film about Alex Eves. Enjoy.
When you've lost everything, it's just about getting on with life and taking a risk. When I first woke up, I don't remember what day it was. I just know I couldn't speak. My first word was, "Hi." I think that's what I said to Mum and Dad. I feel like I was trying to grasp for air because that was my first breath since the accident. I suppose this was like, you know, being a baby, being born and having the first scream. That was my first scream. If you go back to old Alex, loud, colourful, motivated, fit, I saw life as just, you gotta live in the moment. After my car accident, I didn't have the concept I was badly injured. I realised my speech had changed, my memory had changed, you know, my physical strength had changed. Because my accident was so severe, I shouldn't even be walking. I was told by doctors, you shouldn't even be alive. Even though there was a broken neck and a brain injury, there was no signs. Despite having a disability, I don't want people to see she's actually got acquired brain injury, she's not right, because that's the stigma attached to it. The more I was told by health professionals, you may never walk in, it was like, nah, fuck that, I'm going to walk, then I'm going to run. My aim at the moment is to come to the Paralympics. Eventually then maybe become the next Australian top athlete. I want to be fit and healthy, and I think if I stop, I won't have the chance of being the best. When I have dark moments, I have to think. I had a car accident, I survived. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. Going into the water, putting my head under, I forget all the noise and all the distractions that's going on with life. There's a reason why I've survived, and I can see why now. It was to tell my story and not to give up, and to help others with disability. There's days where I go, I wish I just died, but if I died, I wouldn't get to experience life.
So from one aspiring athlete to another, our next film is called Golden Sails. It's the story of a 19-year-old girl who has sailed through life guided by a humbling and fearless outlook. With early intervention, Chelsea Ann's hidden autism spectrum disorder has crafted into a unique and life experience, an awesome one, for her passion for sports and disability awareness. So, let's now welcome Chelsea Ann and filmmaker Robert Crisp from Townsville, Queensland, to present this awesome film.
Hi, I'm Robert Crisp. I am the filmmaker for the fearless film Golden Sails.
Hi, I'm Chelsea Ann, and I am the Golden Sailor.
Yes, you are. I think for me, what attracted me about the story was because I'm a Townsville local as well, and I really like finding out about people and hearing about people that are just like doing something that's a big deal, like hitting their goals and everything like that. Because I'm an ambitious person as well, and it was really nice to find a like-minded, ambitious person in a completely another field, and I think that was the attraction. I think that was good, and seeing Chelsea Ann succeed and doing what she loves, basically.
I'm not the first to say I'm very modest about my achievements and that. So when my parents told me, I was like, yeah, there's other people as well. But yeah, that's just part of my character. I'm very modest.
Well, I hope people see that like ambition and a good support network around you can really help you achieve your goals. And you know, she's a really modest, lovely lady that's kicking big goals. So I hope they see that and they see hope in the world for their children and things like that.
I hope you get away with just the fact that you can do anything, even if someone says that you can't do it. If you choose to do it and you want to give it a go, you can totally do it. I hope you guys enjoy Golden Sails and hope it feels the wind in your sails for the rest of your life. I'm Chelsea Ann Osborne. I'm a gold medalist, a sailor, a sports science student, an amazing sister. I have autism, or ASD as it's also known. One thing I want to do in life is help others with disabilities reach the highest performance that they can in sporting.
I'm sailing my biggest sail today. It's better for the lighter winds.
It was probably a few years ago Mum and Dad told me that I had a disability. I always knew that I had one, but I didn't know exactly what it was. Even when I go out and hang out with friends, not all of my friends know that I have a disability.
Eden, what do you do? Breaking things. It wasn't even me.
Chelsea Ann's she's on the autism spectrum. She's classified as having Asperger's. She also has low muscle tone due to a chromosome deficiency, which means that for her to even do something as simple as walking as a child, it took probably 2-3 times more effort. To look at her, nothing presents as a disability, but yeah, she definitely has had a lot of struggles throughout her life.
With autism, no two people are exactly the same, so it makes it really difficult to explain exactly what it is, because I may present autism one way, but someone else can present it a completely different way.
So they're from the first ever Special Olympics regatta that she did. She came first.
With me, my main difficulty is learning new skills and learning stuff. In high school it was a little bit easier because I knew more of what my disability was, but in primary school it was kind of weird because I knew that I was getting assistance, but I didn't know why, and I did get bullied a lot.
She spent probably most of her kinder years with very little interaction with other kids. Getting through primary school was one of her really good hurdle, and then to high school she picked up a few more friends. She still struggled a lot, got a lot of assistance from her high school.
What trophy are you most proud of?
Oh, I know what trophy I'm most proud of. In 2018, I got named Australian Sailor of the Year with a disability. And then last year I was fortunate enough to go overseas to Abu Dhabi to represent Australia at the Special Olympics World Games where I won gold. I also last year won the Queensland Sportsperson of the Year with a disability. And in the future I'd love to get into Paralympics.
Okay, mix monos. We're on the orange. So same deal, triangle, finish, straight down through. Her ambitions wise, she wants to be one of the first people who represent Australia in Special Olympics, Paralympics and mainstream international competitions. She doesn't hold any fears that or thoughts that she'll get into the Olympics, but yeah. So who knows, watch this space as the saying goes.
I'm looking at working with athletes with disabilities to make it more widely appreciated. I find that if I can be open about my disability and my struggles, then other people might realise that it's not just them.
I'd go for those. Start with these ones.
Okay, I'm time first.
I do not like this idea.
I know my parents call me modest because I don't like talking about my achievements or boosting myself up.
These are from nationals. I do not like this at all.
Instead of looking at what I have done, I like looking at what I can do in the future.
How epic is that trophy haul? Amazing. Well done, Chelsea Ann. You are the one to watch out for more Australian medals. And how amazing is your backyard that you get to sail in every day. I do hope you win a gold medal. Good luck. Very jealous watching all those visions captured. So amazing by Robert. Awesome. So next up, we are stoked to launch the film Plating Blind, a powerful story featuring chef Nate Cornell. Not only is he a trained chef, but he also happens to be legally deaf and blind, something that's never stopped him from chasing his culinary dream and along the way becoming an inspiration to many people. So let's meet Nate and Morgan Healy from Federal New South Wales, who brings Nate's story to our screens tonight.
So my name is Morgan Healy and I'm the filmmaker behind Plating Blind. And Nate?
My name's Nate Cornell. I'm 34 years old. I'm a chef, blind chef, and I take part in the blind plating film with Morgan.
I was really inspired by his story and everything that came with it, and then we met and it all went from there really well. We came up and we filmed him teaching some students in a kitchen, and then we came and did an interview with his mum and dad and Nate and heard a bit more about his background. And through the whole process, I've just been really amazed by Nathan's doggedness and ingenuity and the passion that he shows for just cooking, but also for helping people.
I really enjoyed the filming. It ranged a lot from a stir fry through to burgers, just for a couple of examples, and basically showed pretty much everything I'm fearless of, just showing that me being another person with difficulties, the same as everyone else, whatever they want to do, they can make it, just regardless of their ability, as long as they never give up. I've really enjoyed working with Morgan, putting together my story, all the filming, and being involved in plating blind. Hope you enjoy the film.
At 3 years old, I had chicken pox and was diagnosed with diabetes.
Nathan. Yeah, small.
At 8, my hearing deteriorated. And then at 16, the eyesight started. First, it was deteriorating a little bit. I did need very large text, but I got to the stage I was unable to read anything. This is all due to a meningitis virus in my bloodstream. They seem to think that's what has caused it.
At the time it was devastating because he'd already lost his hearing, which was, admittedly he could use hearing aids, which did help his hearing, but there was nothing whatsoever that could help his sight.
I quite often like to make morning tea and coffee for myself, my mother Carol and my father Roger.
We have never said to him, no, you can't do that because you're blind or because you can't hear. We've encouraged him to try and do that, have a go.
Mum, Dad, your cup is ready.
I very rarely cook. Nate enjoys cooking, and so it's not that often I have to cook, which I don't mind.
I was lucky enough to get work in the hospital as a catering assistant, but I couldn't read the menu. So therefore I got a transfer to cleaning, and then during the cleaning I was lucky enough to get a disability apprenticeship as a chef back in the kitchen. So that gave me a never give up feeling. So I never gave up on becoming a chef. I hope to become a little bit bigger in the future, like to become something else. I'd really love to become a teacher, to teach people regardless of their ability. Just in a straight line, keeping the tip of the knife on the chopping board, lifting up the heel. Just carefully slice through the other way. Today we did jumbo bacon and egg rolls, gourmet chicken burgers, and we also did a fish burger. I think the fellas went really well. They weren't scared to do anything in the kitchen. They followed food safety techniques really well. And once you've done that with the other set of tongs, can I please get you to turn the chicken? And at the end of the day, the students seem really appreciative for what I've taught them in the day. And there's nothing stopping them.
I won't say it's been easy because it hasn't been easy. I mean, Nate's part of our everyday life and we appreciate everything he does for us and with us.
I like to get out and help my father with gardening, my mum with any of the other work around the place. I try to do as much as I possibly can. But regardless of the time, we'll be fishing. Forward, straight on. I really love to help people and know that I've helped them some way. We all have different things that we struggle with, and I'd say people with disabilities haven't necessarily got a disability. They've just got a few difficulties.
Man, I'm a big fan of food. The next time I actually come and see you, I hope to actually eat there. Good job, mate. Our final film tonight is called Sam I Am, featuring Sam Stubbs, who lives with Down syndrome on the New South Wales South Coast. It captures his guts and determination when sweating it out in a very tough CrossFit event, where he is the only participant with a disability and is up against athletes from all over New South Wales. So let's meet this inspiring athlete and his filmmaker, Hiromi Matsuoka.
Hi, my name's Sam. My name is Hiromi. I'm the filmmaker, and our film is called Sam I Am. Sam's story was very much about Sam himself and the strength and support of family and community. You'll see from the footage of the Battle of Benton what a tough event this CrossFit tournament is. But Sam approached it with unbelievable kind of presence and strength, and he was really it was amazing to see him. His dad says about Sam that Sam lives in the moment, and I think that is very, very true, and you'll see that in action in the film.
It was fun, and I trained 5-6 times a week and enjoyed my muscles.
You know, Sam is such a multi-talented guy. When I first met him and heard about all the amazing activities he does, it was a really hard choice. Sam, because you play AFL as well, you coach AFL, you do singing lessons, you swim, you do triathlon. It was like the list was endless. So it was really quite hard to, as a filmmaker, to actually, for a short film, to actually pick like what we were going to feature, because Sam is just encyclopedic in his range of activities and the things that he loves to do. So I really enjoyed making this film with Sam, and I hope that you enjoy it as well.
I really like filming with Hiromi and being a film star, so I love my guns.
Keep everything locked out. Okay. Good. 1. That's better. So those shoulder blades. Awesome.
My name's Sam, and I'm 21. I was born with Down syndrome, but it doesn't mean I can't do everything.
Yeah. Awesome. That was heaps better. See, Sam is just a determined young guy who, he's not afraid to have a go at anything.
Honestly, I think Sam is just, in my eyes, a regular 21-year-old boy, but you're fearless, you give anything a go. I see him as just my best mate.
I realised before I even knew whether he was a boy or girl that he was born with Down syndrome. The medical profession actually told us that he would never walk or talk, so they got that one wrong. And he is now working. He's got 3 different part-time jobs.
I have a great life. I'm working at the bakery and the bar and the garden maintenance. But I like best sport. I like sport. I fell in cricket and I do triathlon and swimming. I like everything. Now I do CrossFit.
I did CrossFit to begin with, and I introduced him to it. And then I was keen for the two of us to go together, and he actually said, no, I want to do this by myself.
Hey, Jody.
How we going?
Yeah, good.
Okay, let's go.
So this year, Sam's going to attempt the Battle of the Benton, which is a tournament which draws CrossFitters from all over New South Wales.
So what's Battle of Benton?
Battle of Benton means the partner, me and Jody, doing ropes, doing pull-ups, squats.
Now, how many days are you training a week?
4 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday.
So Sam and I are competing in a mixed pairs competition.
So that means we complete a whole series of workouts in a set time.
At the moment, we're working on the movements that we're going to be coming across in the events.
Sam will be the only athlete competing with a disability.
That's better.
We're expecting it to be really hard, but he's got a tremendous drive and a desire to keep going.
Let's go all the way back in.
You done enough training for it?
Yeah.
What's your diet been? What are you eating? Are you eating good food or?
I'm eating good food.
Like pies
Everything.
and burgers?
On salad.
Are you eating salad? You're eating salad?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Go hard, mate. That's all you need to do. Keep going. Just keep going.
Drag me up the hill.
Actually, no. Listen to Jody. That's your best bit of advice.
Yeah.
And breathe.
Come on, downhill.
Finish it off. Come on. Come on. We don't believe that he should be limited by what your expectations are, and he's probably exceeded that too. There's things he tries and excels at, and he's not afraid to have a go. He's fearless.
We got under the time cap.
We did.
High five. Oh, my adrenaline was pumping, Sam. My heart's still racing. How hard was it?
It wasn't hard.
Sam's got such determination and the highest self-esteem of anyone I know. And so he's amazed us over the years as to what he's actually achieved.
Yeah.
Well done, buddy.
Yeah.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, I did have fun, yeah.
Good. You going to do it again?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
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 Yeah, he's already traded me in for someone else. As a partner, he asked me to show up.
Yeah, we'll show up.
Well, I don't know about you, but I need to start going to the gym more because of you. You are an amazing, inspiring person. You are a weapon, Sam. Good job, mate. And well done, Hiromi, for keeping up with Sam to capture his physical feats. It's just an awesome story. Well, there you have it, folks. 6 sensational films that explore the fearlessness that has shaped their individual approaches to life. So, before we've closed for the evening, I would like to recap the highlights by revealing the official Season 2 trailer, showcasing all the awesome films from our talented filmmakers who have brought these stories to life.
I'm a gold medalist, a sailor, a sports science student, an amazing sister. In the future, I'd love to get into Paralympics.
With this power chair soccer, it includes everyone, and I kind of like that.
When I started the blacksmithing and knife making Facebook group, it was really about meeting other people.
I was lucky enough to get a disability apprenticeship as a chef, so that gave me a never give up feeling.
I like sport and cricket, and I do triathlon and swimming, now I do CrossFit. I like everything.
My aim at the moment is to come to the Paralympics, eventually then maybe become the next Australian top athlete.
Being fearless doesn't mean I'm not scared of anything. It means if you find something you are scared of, you're willing and ready to overcome it.
If I can be open about my disability and my struggles, then other people might realise that it's not just them.
We all have different things that we struggle with, and I'd say people with disabilities, they've just got a few difficulties.
He's not afraid to have a go. He's fearless.
Gonna do it again?
Yeah, if I do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes a while sometimes to understand what the person's saying. The way I've got around that is to meet people through shared interests, and that kind of breaks the ice.
There's a reason why I've survived, and I can see why now. It was to tell my story and not to give up, and to help others with disability.
I'm Alex, and I'm fearless.
How awesome is that? That's just amazing. If you like what you saw tonight, then there's one thing you can do. Please head over to Feros Care's Facebook page and share the trailer. Let's make these films go far and wide all over the world. All the films are available now at feroscare.com.au. So, in conclusion tonight, let's acknowledge the huge team who has made this come true with Fearless Films Season 2. I'm Jacob Lorenzo, signing off tonight. Good night, have a great day, and God bless you.